haven't introduced my light yet, have I? So if I have, please stop me, but this is the quality of videos you're used to seeing. Just this. Sometimes I'll do that for a little extra light, right? That's what you're used to, right? Well, today is a bit of a darker day than most, so I mean, technically, my lighting is a little off, but I mean, it's still generally the same lighting, I guess you could say. It's generally. I have a friend named Jen, and I have an aunt named Jen. Different variations of Jen. They're spelled differently. But both of their names are Jen. Isn't that fun? And on the first, was it the first day? I think it was the first day. I'm sorry, I'm not religious. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was like the first day. He said, "Let there be light." Ha! I think we can do it if we tried, if only to say. Okay. Hi. Hi. Hi, hello. Basically, my sister bought me a ring light for Christmas. Very nice present. Thank you, Izzy. She wanted a shout out. I don't know if she meant social media wise, because I'm not putting her social media there. But thanks. Anyways, we're gonna move on. So I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. I'm very sleepy. I don't know. I just wasn't posting for like January because January was honestly so chaotic on its own. Everyone was hoping 2021 would be better. But I mean, I know I've been postponing this for too long and I'm like, I have to post. So yeah. And, oh fuck. My channel has become more and more about the media. I decided to give some suggestions. I want to recommend gay movies. Teehee. Just to be clear here, these LGBTQ plus movies that I am going to recommend were fun for me to watch. I felt they were good. But that's not to say that I have any say in how good the representation is. I felt they were good, but I am not part of those particular communities technically, so I can't say what is good representation for them. So yeah, in my experience, these are good, but you know, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone knows what is suitable or appropriate for them. Now, I'm going to start with some older movies first. Again, I did not write this down. I probably should have. Then it wouldn't be going on for so long. But, how dare you? To start off, we're going to start with The Birdcage. That was the name, right? Yeah. Okay, so The Birdcage is a film about a man who runs a... oh, God. And it's about this man who runs that kind of place. And him and his husband run it. His husband is one of the performers. Super adorable, by the way. And their son is straight, and he's bringing his girlfriend home to his dad's. However, they need to make her parents not know that they are a gay couple. So yeah, they have to try to pretend to be a straight couple. And it kind of weighs down on them. So they both mutually decide that the more masculine of the two, being Robin Williams, is going to have to play the role of the dad while they contact their son's birth mother to play the role of his mom. Things go wonky, basically. And it's a nice movie. You should watch it. My next suggestion is To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything. It is a movie about 3 drag queens who, 2 of them, the older ones, won a competition together. And they decide to take this little runt of the litter named Chi Chi on their road trip to make it to Los Angeles in time for the second round of the competition. And, you know, the whole movie's about their road trip. And it is super cute. It deals with some heavy subjects, but I really liked it. Great movie. Chi Chi is my favorite character, I will admit. The 3 main characters who are drag queens are played by Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo. Like I said before, I don't really know how Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze felt about the movie, but I do remember that John Leguizamo felt that his character was transgender and she should have been played by a trans actress, which would have been very progressive for the time. So yeah, this movie is called In and Out. It does not sell burgers, don't worry. It is about this man who is a teacher and he's engaged to another teacher at his school, female. And, you know, one of his old students happens to win, I think an Oscar it was, or a Grammy or something. Whatever the one is for movies. He is nominated for an award for a character he played that was a gay soldier, which was a pretty progressive film for the time. And when he gives his acceptance speech, he outs his teacher, the main character. And throughout the whole movie, the main character has to deal with homophobia, and he keeps trying to tell everyone that he's not gay, that he's straight, he's getting married, and the days counting down to the marriage just keep getting closer and closer, and he has to deal with so much. It is a really good movie. I would 10 out of 10 recommend, especially if you are okay with the gay community, but you're not really sure about it, I guess. That would probably be a pretty good movie, I would say. Also, to mention, these last 3 movies are old movies made in the 20th century. So they do show some stereotypes. I am so sorry. A lot of these next few movies I only know from Netflix. I think 3 of which are Netflix originals. So those aren't as accessible. But okay, so these next ones are very new agey, I guess. So the first one I wanted to talk about is called Handsome Devil. This one is not a Netflix original. It is just a straightforward movie. Came out in 2016. It is the story of these 2 roommates at a boys' boarding school in Scotland. I regret to inform you, I do not know where it is set, but it is like somewhere in Europe, like Scotland or something. So it is about these 2 roommates, one of which is a rugby player, the other which is not a rugby player. And if you don't know what rugby is, it's essentially the European version of football. Just think of that. Think American football. It is the European version of American football, if that makes sense. So since one of them is a rugby player, and he's a new student, but he's a rugby player, he is more well liked. He is more popular, even though he's a new kid. he is more popular, he has more friends, and he isn't bullied like his roommate, who has been there literally forever, since he was a child. A child? No. But he is hated because he isn't a rugby player. He isn't very athletic. And so they become roommates. But since Guy A is a rugby player, he's very busy. He's out with his jerky friends. And the one, Guy B, he kind of does not like him. He doesn't like the people he hangs out with. So by association, he is a jerk. Right? Right. But it just tells the story of how someone is gay and how he has to deal with it. And a friendship sort of forms between the two, because at first they stay on opposing sides of the room because they cannot stand each other. They get in arguments frequently, so they end up just not talking to each other and putting a line straight down the middle of the room so they don't have to talk to each other. But then they end up becoming unlikely friends, very good friends. It is more of a friendship, allyship, community building thing. So yeah, it is a really good movie. 10 out of 10 recommend. And if you are a fan of BBC's Sherlock series, the actor that plays Moriarty, Andrew Scott, he's in there, and he is a main character. He plays the teacher that acts as the mentor for both of the boys. So, smiles. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. My next suggestion is called The Half of It. Basically, it's about this girl. She gets paid by this guy at her school, who's like a jock, I believe, to help him write these, basically to help him communicate with his crush, who is also a popular girl. And, you know, she needs the extra cash. That's her business. So she reluctantly agrees, and she ends up communicating with this girl while this girl thinks she is the boy. At some point, things get messy, as they do. If you saw Sierra Burgess is a Loser, it's almost the same concept. Little heads up though, it does deal with homophobia. It was, I will admit, it wasn't one of the greater movies that I'm suggesting today, but I thought it was still kind of nice. I liked the ending, appreciated it. So the next one, Alex Strangelove. It is about this kid named Alex. He has what he feels is the perfect life. He has a girlfriend who is just as dorky as him. They both run this web series where they get to talk about animal life and really anything relating to biology all they want. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Hey, don't move my camera position. So yeah, it's a pretty good thing for them. They get to talk about wildlife, which is what they're both passionate about. No. And he feels it's the perfect life. He has friends. He has a beautiful girlfriend. He has an awesome web show. It is amazing. But then he is faced with the dilemma. Content warning for the nasty. He is faced with the dilemma that he has never done it with his girlfriend, ever. And, you know, his friends and I think his girlfriend too feel it's high time that they do, because they want it to just happen, but they want it to happen lovingly, I guess. So they kind of the girl wants to let it happen when it's gonna happen. He wants to plan it, so they end up planning it. And all this stuff happens. And, you know, on his journey of finding himself and building up the confidence to, you know, perform, he meets some new friends. It is a really cute movie. Rather explicit, though. I will admit it is more explicit than the rest of these movies. I thought it was a super cute movie. I've already seen it like 5 times myself. Like, I really love that movie. But yeah, you get to see how Alex deals with his doubts and everything. I'm sure you can tell which character is dealing with their sexuality. I'm sure you can tell. But yeah, it is a super cute movie. I liked it. It's a nice little journey. Okay, so this next one is not really a coming of age movie like the rest of them, or like most of the other ones that I've suggested. Actually, this one is just a very feel-good and inspiring movie. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you know musicals / Broadway, you've heard of it. It is the Netflix adaptation of the Broadway musical, The Prom. The Prom is about this girl who wants to be able to openly go to prom with her girlfriend. But because they live in Indiana, they cannot go to prom without it causing a fuss. So these Broadway stars, failing Broadway stars, go down and try to help her. Try to help her get acceptance. Try to help her have the prom that she wants with the girlfriend that she loves. The first hour or so is not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea, love. I'm going to admit it right now. It is not my cup of tea. But the second hour and a half, mwah, it is beauty. I can honestly say that I cried about 3 times. 3 times while watching the movie, love. 3 times. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. I cried 3 times, bruv, while watching the movie. So my last one, very monumental in the LGBT community. One of the more popular LGBT movies out there, at least in the new age. Obviously, there have been movies with references to gay characters, like The Perks of Being a Wallflower, where it kind of references an LGBTQ plus character, but they are not the main focus of the story. But this one kind of did well with that, making it relevant, kind of breaking these stereotypes, showing the struggles of coming out, really conveying how uncomfortable and embarrassing it can be. You know, I really enjoyed it. You probably know it. It's called Love, Simon. Ha 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 ha. It is a super great movie. I love it to death. I remember when I first saw it, I honestly cried. I cry a lot, but I cried with this one. It was adorable. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it does really good at portraying everything. It is about a boy named Simon. He is secretly gay, but he doesn't want anyone to know that. You know, common theme. And he starts communicating with this kid who goes to his school that he doesn't really know who it is. They just go by Blue. So he starts communicating with Blue over email. He knows Blue is gay. He knows Blue goes to his school, but he doesn't know who he is. So that's happening, and Simon has to deal with all this BS, and he has to deal with the struggles of coming out, the pain of not being able to outwardly love someone because of homophobia, because, you know, he loves this blue guy, but he has no idea who he is, so how can he openly love him, you know? It's like very realistic movie, I would say. I really love that movie to death. It will make you upset. It will make you cry. It will make you leap out of your chair with joy. And can I tell you, Halloween Oreos and Ferris wheels are now owned by Love Simon, and denim jackets, and leaf blowers with men that wear boots, and having a pen pal. Those are owned by Love Simon. Those are all the movies I could think of for now. If you have any LGBT movies that I should watch, please let me know. I usually pass by a bunch of movies and then, like, I tell myself, I'm like, oh, I need to watch that. Never watch it. I just sit here watching vintage cartoons all day. Sometimes it's Sesame Street. Sometimes it is Muppet Babies. Right now, it is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. If you have seen these movies, tell me what you think about them, please. Maybe think about what other genres I should recommend. Maybe like recommending horror movies, recommending rom-coms. I like a lot of genres. I'm not going to say all because there are a lot of genres that I do not particularly favor, but I do have a lot of genres that I do like. And in those genres, there are a ton of movies that I have seen. So please ask me for more recommendations. Please leave a like. It really does mean the world. Please subscribe. I am hoping I can get 100 subscribers soon. That would be really swell. Share with your friends, share with your family, share with anyone you think would actually care, would actually enjoy my content. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah. See you in the next video. Ahaha. Ahaha. You can have the toaster and the PC, or even my Timothy Green DVD. I'll let you have the couch and